where there's absolutely no anger, animosity when you think of the situation. That's where I'm at right now. Like the other week, I had a moment and I'm like, why did I react? Like, I'm starting to be like, why did I react that way when I could care less about the situation? But yet it's that, like the triggers. Um, oops, sorry. My cat just got up and he moved the And I don't know, I've been watching a lot of clips that I felt like Spirit was doing something different. And I was to be happy with whatever it was. And we don't like to hear that sometimes. Like, it's almost like asking Abraham to put Isaac on the chopping block type of thing. Like, very tough decisions that you have to make for your life, but for the betterment of who you are and for the betterment of yourself because of doing all that hard work. Well, I got a whole reading laid out over here, sweetheart. Sorry, guys. Not everybody's going to want to do this. And that's something that they're going to have to, um, if it resonates, take it as it is all I can say, because it could be touchy and it could trigger some of you. So, and I've noticed it even before, like I pulled out the base. I thought it was for Scorpio's reading. And I was like, oh, all right. You know, I pulled out the base, I put crystals on it for a while. And then yesterday I decided to pull some wisdom oracle cards. There's some dual stuff out here, but um, I pulled out some wisdom oracle cards to go along with it, along with some clarifiers. And I'm like, oh shit. And then Spirit kind of was like, took me back to a time of before the DM came into my world, of the hopes and dreams and visions that I had for my life that I kind of forgot or kind of dropped because I only started focusing on that relationship. And like, I'm getting a lot of clarity on this whole for myself. You guys all can do whatever you want on your journey, but for myself, I feel like it's never been a good relationship between me and Divine Mouse. I feel like there was always some for kind of manipulation between him and I. So I need to smash that timeline of manipulation, if this makes any sense. So, yep, he started talking to me again. Yep, we were in communication. Spirit had asked me last night, what are you going to do with it? It's like Isaac, laying Isaac down on the fucking chopping block. And Spirit basically told me that me being in union with him, and I mean, it's okay. Like, everything was led how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to come back into connection. I was supposed to throw some pearls down, and now I need to cut it off for myself. But it's not in a, it's walking away in a way that holds him in a place of gratitude for who he is, how he helped awaken me. Um, Gosh, like it's hard to think of, somebody who you've spent multiple lifetimes with and was a source of a lot of calamity, but doesn't realize that because it's part of who they are. Yeah, because these divine masculine have been coming back and have been reopening up communication, but they're not. And no offense to them, their spirit wants to do a work in them at this point. Spirit wants to do a work, and as long as the divine feminine is in their life, it's a natural thing to either, because most of us were either their wife or we were their mom in past lives. So that mothering, nurturing thing for our divine masculine is normal. Well, spirit told me to cut the head, just cut it off. Yes. Okay. That I'm not the only one going hearing this. I have a reading to go right along with it. Um, those are the old timelines. Not that not all twin flames are supposed to be in union. It's because those twin flames have ascended. Many of us are still dealing with twin flames who aren't even close. They did help awaken us, and we need to recognize them for the divinity there and the God that they carry to help awaken us. Thank you. This is why I haven't come on in a while, because I'm getting a lot of downloads and not understanding exactly what was going on. And it was like, you just need to sit in this and bask in this for a while. Like, and he calls and writes me all the time. I mean, it's no offense, and I'm not saying he is one, but he probably is. And they can't help it. And I don't want to cross it into one to the other. He doesn't realize it. And that's the thing. You know, we still want to love people who are manipulative and are toxic. And we feel it as empaths. We feel their projections, even though they're not even trying to do it. We're like sponges. And especially when you have that attachment to somebody, like, you don't want them hurting. So, like, what are you going to do? Pick yourself, or are you going to pick them? That's what Spirit told me. Are you going to pick your path? They are. Are you going to pick your path, Miss Blue Flame? Or are you going to worry about him? Because I noticed he started ruminating around in my mind again. And that's not happening with me. But there is that energy that's toxic that just latches on to the light. And it's almost smothering. And many would call it narcissistic. So, I, what else are you going to say? That's the term for it. However, Spirit also showed me I'm an Aries Sun, Libra rising, Capricorn moon. I could see right into the depths and soul of people. Spirit showed me not only was I blocking my blessings, I was blocking his blessings by now having the knowledge and not shutting it off. So what Spirit wants to do in these people, whether they're divine feminine or masculine with these traits, with manipulate, they want to release you, smash that timeline so that they can deal directly with that spirit. So when people say that these people with personality disorders can't get healed, I the statistics say that's true. However, Spirit can do whatever Spirit wants to do, and this is something Spirit's been showing me. The thing is they've been feeding off of your energy since, even though you might have been no contact, they still had that 5D connection to you. Many of us didn't realize it. Like, they were still feeding off of us in the 5D, even though we went no contact. But now it's time for you to take your power back. Fully take your power back. So I was getting this. Oh, well, me and my divine masculine, we go back to Egyptian times, and I was getting more revelation, way more revelation on who he was and who I was. Back in biblical Egyptian times. So we go way, 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 way back. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going fucking nuts. Like the stuff that I'm hearing, this is the. If I would tell somebody this stuff, they would think I was crazy. However, I can see something or watch something, and it resonates, and it's like I was there. I remember that, and it's weird. It's very odd, but it just resonates so much. You know that it's part of your past. It's like either way. I'm gonna show you these cards, and I can pull more clarifiers out because I wasn't gonna get on. Yep. Yepper. Um, I feel like one of the things I'm still dealing. Yeah, I got a whole dang story for y'all. How long ago was it that you guys look? We have a lot of divine masculine in this community who are ascended, thank God, because they're holding space for the rest of them. I'm not ever saying that they won't change, but we have to cut them off and cut them off correctly. If they're not adding to your life, if you're noticing that things are starting to fall apart again, they're still toxic. And it's still a cycle. And you notice you get stuck again and you can't move forward, even though you have victory over that cycle before. When they come back in, as we all know, our divine masculines are exactly who the hell we want. And now Spirit is saying, look, that's old energy. I have to tell you a little story real quick. I don't know if many of you guys know about the situation with me and my divine masculine, how nasty and toxic it was. And of course, he has amnesia and doesn't remember any of it. That's typical of these type of people. They just want to pick up where they left off, and that's what he's trying to do right now. He's in the middle of the love bombing stage, calling me darling, making false pretenses to people there in the prison that I'm his girlfriend, and saying that to people, and I'm not. We have never even alluded to that fact that I wanted to be at this point, because I was kind of feeling out where he was. And when I started noticing, I started getting clouded again in my vision of my life. Take notice. Some of the things I hoped for, that Spirit had put deep inside of me, kind of went away for a long time. Those dreams and goals that I've had, the vision for my life, and the hope that I had, kind of disappeared for a while. Well, guess what? Spirit's bringing it back around. Need to refocus on those things from before you came into technical union the first time. And with the multiple phases of running and chasing and all of that stuff, you lost your playfulness too. These are all the things Spirit wants to give you back. Vision, hope, and playfulness. Look, I'm get into this reading. Use the Illuminati deck. Oh, and here's what Spirit had to do. This was at the bottom of the deck. Invisible. You've been feeling very invisible for a long time. You used to have an okay sense of yourself. You became invisible, or you felt like you needed to become invisible. Okay. At the bottom of this deck is the Page of Wands. I'm not going by any particular sign here. Okay? I'm not going to be going by any particular sign. I'm just going by energy. This is fiery, passionate messages from children or child mentality. Under that, the emotionally unavailable card. This was a karmic contract. It really was. Know that it was sacred, definitely a sacred contract. Many of us experience third-party stuff. Triangulation, manipulation, partying, getting outside of who we really are as a person, because we had an offer and a passionate message from someone with this mentality of a child who was emotionally unavailable at the time. It stole your strength. Spirit wants to renew that. I'm just letting you know that. All right. The bottom of the other deck was the Queen of Wands. This Page of Wands is actually like this, looking up at the Queen of Wands. You were emotionally available. What happened was it turned into a dang fight. Big time. Inside your head, inside your psyche, inside your even with the way you thought about love. So many of you got hostile when this whole thing fell apart. It's part of the anger, frustration, but telling the truth. Because you were just hoping for this, like for your ships to come in and stuff. Like you were like, oh my gosh, this is my person. And you're like, Spirit's like, yeah. And quickly it turned into this. 5 of Cups. Dark nights of the soul. And a lot of insomnia, not being able to function. Well, guess what? Here comes the Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Swords characters. Take notice, it's in reverse. Are all getting dealt with. Because it was a karmic wheel and a karmic cycle. All right, I didn't even get into the main cards yet. Sorry. I went off on a little tangent. Enjoy. Welcome to Lionsgate with me. This is what I've been... Tangents. All right. And I don't know if I should go straight across or if I should do my normal 9 card. Because I could do it either way. Okay, we're going to go straight across the top. First card out. You got the King of Cups. Divine counterparts here with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Someone came at you like this. I'm emotionally stable. I'm really looking for my person. And he had a lot of things going for him at the time. Yes, he did. And it turned into this. Round and round and round we go. Here comes that cycle again. However, you noticed, and I really believe this, you noticed that you had victory over this type of situation, like with other people. It was easier to get over than this one particular person. It's like it never left. However, Spirit's coming in to give you victory and enlighten you. That's one way you could take this. You want out of this situation, smash that timeline, ask for it. Either way, here comes victory. Because you remember when you were stuck in the past from someone who came in at first and gave you an emotional offer with the Knight of Cups, Prince of Cups, and it turned into your worst fucking nightmare. Excuse my French. It turned into your worst nightmare. It was not wish fulfillment. You thought it was, but it was just a page pretending to be a king and wearing that mask. And of course, I'm going to head on to your part now. You aren't where you were now. This is the Page of Pentacles. You were a little bit more stable, and you had a lot of love to give. This is what you wanted to do. However, it looks like this on my table. Or they might, at this point, be trying to come back and offering you a pentacle. But you're still a queen. You're not a page. You're still a queen, but they're still in a state of being a page. So, look, you're very, very, very defensive right now. After the victory, this is the Six of Wands. Here comes the Seven. You're holding your ground, or this is what Spirit is at least telling me, possibly the collective, to do, is hold your victory and protect your gifting. And you're never going to believe what clarified this. The Five of frickin' Swords. This is why. You overcame this one time before. This is a test. Beep. Service station testing happening now. This is dead center, folks. Five of Swords. We all know what card the Five of Swords is. I'm not saying everybody's like this. I'm not, but I know that if I'm going through something, or if I'm going through weird changes, either you're going to get the revelation of this as I'm saying it, or you're going to get the revelation of it after the fact. It'll show its head to you in one way or another, or through another. You'll be like, okay. Because we're all connected at this point. I know I'm not the only one going through this. So, guess what? If you're getting gut instincts to protect yourself, it's because this person has not changed. If your intuition's screaming, Spirit's telling you, look, comes the Knight of Swords. You're going to get real clear. Spirit's bringing you clarity. However, one of the other things that I felt with the Seven of Wands kind of goes along, I think I might have touched on it, and this Five of Swords. Spirit's ready to deal with this within people. If they've been like this to people, they're in big trouble. I don't want to say big trouble, but they're going to go through a major shift in their life. And as long as we're blocking and we're nurturing these people and giving them love and whatever, and they're still a page, we're blocking their progression from moving forward as well, from allowing spirit, because we've been protecting them with our light. As soon as you lift your light, and as soon as you take your power back, spirit's going to be able to directly deal with these people, any manipulators or divine people that we've been dealing with. Because as long as we're still fantasizing, thinking, ruminating, or anything like that, or having nostalgic feelings about that person, that blocks spirit being able to directly move in their life. And I'm saying to the fullest. They could get some divine revelation from you, absolutely, but there is no better teacher than your own higher self. And as long as we're in the way, their pride doesn't have to let go. Because we know, as empathic people, we want to be like, oh, no, it's all good. No, fuck that. It ain't all good. This energy is not all good. Absolutely, we're supposed to forgive. 1000%. We need to forgive. And I do. Like, this is the first time that I'm going to be the person to cut off the communication so that now he can go through healing. Spirit can do, I got to smash that timeline. I have no choice. If I want a better life for myself, who am I going to choose, myself or him, like I have for over 20 some years? Who am I going to choose? I'm choosing myself. Sorry. Spirit has done a good work in me, and I thank him because he's opened my eyes to what I deserve. So I have gratitude there. And I still have a lot of love. Don't get me wrong, but I can't be in communication with him. Spirit saying, telling him, cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. Who am I going to listen to? Who am I going to listen to? I think I'm going to listen to Spirit because he has yet to be wrong. Either way, in the very near future, here comes the Wheel of Fortune. You cut this off. Look. Those chains are going to be broken. Completely broken. And new karmic cycles can begin. And then here comes Mr. Diplomat. Here's a King of Swords sitting on his throne with angels at his dispatch. And if any Page of Pentacles comes in, children that aren't healed, we can be emotionally stable in ourselves and diplomatic as to why not to hurt somebody, but as to why you can't be with that person until they're healed, and be okay with that and release them to the universe to do a work in them that you're not involved in. Remember, you did your own work. They weren't there doing the work with you. You did the work yourself, many of you. Then the Eight of Cups comes out. And I was like, son of a gun. Listening to the voice coming out of the cave. Listening to the voice that you know is inside you. Hello, Jess. You need to walk away. Because the angels are over top of this. They are. Doesn't mean you have to hate that person. Well, here I am. Doesn't mean that you have to leave this person in a place of how they did you dirty. Like, they just cut off no contact. They just want no contact. It's like, who does that? Those kind of people do. But a lot of times they don't get the hint until you block them and all that other stuff. But I don't think I'm going to have to. I'm just going to tell them, look, I need space. Don't call me, don't write me unless it's an emergency. And if it's not an emergency, please, like, I don't want to completely be like an asshole. The guy's in prison. So, I mean, by his own actions, by his own doing, which he's still having a hard time taking responsibility for. That's not my fault. I didn't put him there. So, yep, I care. Yep. But he did it to himself. And that's not my burden to take on. It's time for me to move forward and for him to heal. I'm going to write him a letter and tell him not to call me, talk to me, or anything. He tried calling last night. I ignored the phone call. Spirit basically said to me, do you want what I have? Who are you going to love, him or me, him or yourself? Who are you choosing? After all this work we put in you, who are you choosing? These are the cards that came out for the outcome. I gave you the strength. I gave you the intuition. I gave you the healing of a fucking broken heart for many, 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 many lifetimes. This has been the foundation of what you've lived off of for many lifetimes. And I've healed it. This is justice. This is balancing out the scales. This is justice. However, you need to make the choice and make it like quick, please. And then look what comes out. For strength in the high priestess, there's no questions asked. I'm doing this. I'm not going to be caught up in my head. This is not me making a rash decision out of anger and hostility. No, this is out of love for myself. This isn't because he's done anything wrong. This has nothing to do with any of that. This has to do with loving myself first and trusting Spirit to do the work that Spirit needs to do. This is the strength in the high priestess. This is what clarified that. You know what to do. Now I've given you the strength and the intuition. That's what you got right now, man. Are you willing to sacrifice old timelines? And it gets better. And then what came out to clarify the high priestess, because that's who I am partly, besides the divine feminine, was the healing card again. With the passionate stability. We also know this as the 1111 card, twin flame. What the fudge? And then what came out and clarified the star and the three of swords from all those lifetimes, all that yeah, shit you lost. Look what clarifies that. The Ten of Pentacles. Your finances are getting healed, right along with your emotions. This is the best card, 10 card in the deck. This is having it all. This is you having it all. And it might not be with the person who you were in past lives with. It could be. I'm not saying that it's not. I would never tell somebody to do this or leave somebody if their heart was so in it and they knew. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I do believe that there's a small collective that has been going through this. The other thing that's getting rectified is your insomnia. Tables are turning. You being able to walk away in a space of not even talking bad about the person anymore, in a space of like healed, that you care, but they just don't, they're not in your energy field anymore. So guess what? This nine of swords is timelines getting smashed. You're not going to have those nightmares no more. And the oracle cards that came out to clarify the outcome of this reading was reminder. Remember what happened in the past. Spirit was giving you a reminder of who you used to be, with a vision, with hope, being playful. Everything happened for a reason. You were shown cycles in your life that needed fixed because of where Spirit wants to take you. You needed to be reminded of who you are and why you're here. And it's not just to work, eat, it's to be awoken. You're being reminded of who you are, or shall I say who you were. Here's a conclusion. Reminder and conclusion over the outcome. Take notice, I said chapter 1, the last one said the end. The end of suffering, the end of pain, the end of it's justice. Don't forget who you are. Everything's going to be restored back to you. It's a promise. What was lost. And you're actually going to be more grateful now. You're going to have to be more grateful now for those times where Spirit did keep you invisible. And absolutely, every time our twin is calling, it's like we feel him energetically. Well, when you actually make the choice to leave them in a place of gratitude, they very well could rage. I'm not going to say, especially if they're still in a Page of Wands state and they're still in a love bombing state to a fucking queen that they shouldn't even. Oh, my ears ringing. That they have no business. Sorry, guys. They have no business even making an offer like that, knowing that they're not emotionally stable, and it's for their own, still for their own use, probably. Let me grab these other cards. I'm going to pull some clarifiers. I'm going to pull some Actually, there was one other card that I did pick too. But I want to pull some clarifiers just to clarify. I want to know what the Seven of Wands and Seven of Wands and Five of Swords is. Three of Swords. That's that victory you overcame from being stuck. And then the Seven of Wands with the Five of Swords. This is you holding your victory and holding your ground and putting up a boundary. Because past behavior predicted that they put you in third-party situations possibly. It completely broke your heart. Absolutely. This is the second card that came out. There's a lot of pages and one royal family here. That's it. Like I said, the King of Swords is telling you to be diplomatic because somebody's going to come at you with an offer. However, it is in reverse, so it's nothing. So if you're dealing with somebody, it's the same old situation. However, Spirit wants to do work on them that you can't be involved in. You need to almost like just let them to their own vices. But the best way I can say this is putting Isaac on the freaking the sacrificial altar. That was the promise that was the promise child from God. When Sarah was 90 years old, man, he had Isaac. Messed up, yes. God asked him to go put him on the altar. And Abraham didn't know why. And he took his only son with his wife and laid it down. And an angel of the Lord before he was able to kill his son, or should I say sacrifice the son to God, an angel came and grabbed his arm and said no. And then they used the lamb. There was a lamb there. But yeah, that's how Spirit moves. There's a high priestess that just flipped out. Told you. Somebody needed to hear this message. This is the second card for the high priestess. What is your intuition telling you? If you're dealing with a karmic, you know what it is. Let Spirit deal with that person. If they're toxic or carry around a devil energy, I believe that Spirit's going to do some healing with them. I don't know if it'll be different type of yeah. Well, we're not to look back. Spirit could very well heal them and bring you back into union when they're healed. They're not healed yet. Not even close. So, this is a test. This is a test. Beep. Service announcement. You're feeling it in your intuition. Like I said, Spirit told me if I didn't, I was going to be blocking. What Spirit wanted to do. I don't want to block anybody else's spiritual growth because I'm a nurturer and I fight with myself all the time. However, here comes Queen of Wands. There I am. I don't want to block somebody else's blessing and ships from coming in. And if it takes me pushing forward with the new start And at first, him feeling bad and feeling hurt, well, guess what? He's going to go through the dark nights of the soul now. And the insomnia. Like, but Spirit's going to do the same for them. And then guess what? They won't come out like a Seven of Swords anymore. And that cycle can end for them. Praise God. However, we need to look at what our vision is, what our hope is, what makes us happy, what makes us playful. Because this time of invisible isn't happening anymore. We're not to be visible. We're supposed to be visible at this point. Spirit's giving you the strength. Spirit's giving you the knowledge, the healing over past life stuff. And karma came in, man. You got justice, and this is justice in this situation. Like I said, Spirit reminded you who you are. Many of my people know exactly who they are. And the conclusion of this chapter of your life. It's only a chapter, but it's the conclusion. Many of you have been having past life dreams. Many of you have gone through multiple relationships similar to this. So, what are you going to do? What are they going to do? Because like I said, there's no animosity. None. And another reoccurring card, 4 of Wands in the reverse. What else, Spirit? The Emperor in the upright. Looks like someone's moving on. 7 of Pentacles. Focusing on that flourishing tree once more. And the Empress. I've been saying this for a while. One more. The Hanged Man. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. All right, folks. There's been so many people stuck on this concept. The Emperor and the Empress are both here. Those are counterparts for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. So, with the 4 spirits, I feel for me anyway. You guys take it how you want. My intuition's Liddy. I know that this was a toxic cycle for myself. It's not time. And it very well might not be time in this lifetime. And I have to accept that. Am I going to stay stuck? You're going to stay stuck and behind barriers because you're blocking your 10 of Pentacles when you do. Like I said, now, I've got a dragon card for you as well. You're getting like a quadruple dosage of BFIs. Like I said, sorry I haven't been on much. I've been processing a lot and having to make up decisions like this that are hard. So here I am. Dragon card I pulled. This is from the Dragon Oracle Guidebook. This is a freaking awesome. Talks about 5th, 7th, 9th dimensional dragons. This is gold flame, silver violet, no, gold and silver violet flame dragon. This dragon transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace, which goes right along with all of this. 5th dimensional gold and silver violet dragons are powerful alchemists. When they come to us, they transmute the old and allow magic and wonder to be revealed in its place. These glorious dragons work with Archangel Zedekiah and Saint Germain, the Lord of Civilization, and automatically link us with them when we call in Saint Germain, which was a great magician and dragon master. When we speak his name, a great light touches us. Archangel Zedekiah too illuminates us and the dragons when we call him in. The dragons then surround us in gold, silver, and violet flames of wisdom, grace, and transmutation. The violet flames transmute the old and raise the frequency to a higher level. The silver ones bring in divine feminine grace, and the gold one saturates us with wisdom. This card suggests it's time to let go of an aspect of your life that's no longer serving you. Ask the gold and silver violet flame dragons to clear the thought of it totally from your energy fields. Sense or feel them etherically burning up the old. Then ask them to replace with new joyful possibilities that come at you in a higher frequency. When you connect with these dragons, you have a wonderful opportunity for service work. You can send them under the law of grace to any person or place that needs transformation. Remember, you will also be working with Saint Germain and Archangel Zedekiah, who will illuminate you. So take a few moments now to direct these dragons to heal people, places, situations, and the world. So we're going to do that real quick right now. I call in Saint Germain. If you want to do this, you're more than welcome to do this with me. I'm doing it. And Archangel Zedekiah. And under the law of grace, I thank you for this group of people who I have on here. I ask that you give them divine revelation of exactly what they need to do, whether it's what I'm talking about or however they're supposed to do it, that they will be obedient to whatever you have for them. However, if there is negative energy lurking around, I ask that you bring in these gold and silver violet flame dragons to transmute all that old stale karmic energy that we no longer need. We don't need that stuff weighing us down anymore. Because most of us, I know, want to be free and off this damn karmic wheel, spirit. So I ask that they use their intuition. And if it's time to let things go, smash timelines, that they have the strength and the healing and the intuition, if that's what their intuition is telling them to do. Remind them who they are. And you give them the conclusion to their story so that they can move on to the next chapter of their life. So if you need to release anybody, folks, out of a place of love, please do so where you're at. Call in these gold and silver violet flame dragons to come and transmute the energy around you, along with Archangel Zedekiah. I ask that you also, since there's a promise here of stability and financial stability, I ask that you bring in whoever they're keep these 5 of Swords characters away from them and the 7 of Swords characters. I ask for divine protection and divine bubble around all of them. Let them be prosperous and abundant. As we put these people on sacrificial chopping block once and for all, we don't pick it up and take it back. We allow you to do the work like you've done in us. Because we know they would have been there, they would have been blocking the work you've done in us. Thank you, Spirit, for this word for the collective. Thank you. My guides, thank you, my ancestors. I love you. Okay. Now I'm out of that trance. How are y'all doing? This resonate? You're very welcome. Who's at my door? Now, so, hang on a second, guys. Can you give me 2 minutes? Oh, sorry, there's Jax. Hey, guys. Well, that was the code office. I got to pull my car up because it's blocking. It's my driveway, but it's blocking the sidewalk. So I'll move it when I feel like it. Nosy neighbors. So, how are y'all doing? I haven't talked to y'all in a while. Like I said, I've been going through Oh, hi. Welcome. Well, they're nice to me. They've always been very respectful. So I don't know if you guys have if that reading resonated with any of you, but this is like one of the hardest things that I'm gonna have to do. So here's the interesting thing. I've never cut off communication. Good. This is the first time it's going to be me that's taking back my power. And I did not realize that for 20 some years because this person has been in and out of my life for so long. And this is Spirit's way of giving me my power fully back from that whole situation because it's now on my terms. And I'm like, but I don't want to hurt anybody. That's not my intention. So, and he's at a bad spot. He's in prison. So he's going to really feel abandoned like I abandoned. And that's not what I'm doing. Like he's in a really bad spot. So it's not because he's in prison. It's because I got to pay attention to what Spirit's telling me to do. So it has zero to do with where he's at. It has more to do with where I'm at. And it's a test. Who do you love more? Do you love what you've become and your relationship with Spirit more than what you'll ever love another? No, you don't. I've been telling a lot of people this. Those of us who've been dealing with divine masculines, yeah, that are definitely, yeah, that aren't awakened, yeah, they're draining, many toxic. So you have to do what you have to do for you, and it's a test. Okay, then this is exactly what I'm talking about. However, Spirit very, it's so weird because Spirit put the power in my hands now because it was always in his hands to chop off our relationship, like to start going into runner phase. And I'm like, well, I don't want it to look like I'm going into runner phase. I want, I don't want to block the work that Spirit wants to do there. And Spirit revealed that to me that as long as I'm in nurturer, Queen of Cups mode with this person and open like that, that's blocking Spirit's lesson for them. And I'm not going to be that person. Sorry. And I'm going to let Spirit do the work the Spirit needs to do there. In the meanwhile, in between while, we'll see what happens. I'm sure blessings are going to come out of it. Yep. This is going to be extremely interesting because I've cut off every single type of this type of energy except for divine masculine. He was always one to cut me off every single time he discarded me. And I'm not doing this out of spite. This was a revelation from me that I got that I have to do. Who do you love more? It went right along with that. Who do you love more? Do you love the work that I've done in you and the healing and who I am? Who do you love more? Do you love God more? Do you love Source more? Or do you love that person more? Me loving me is a direct reflection of what he's lacking. So it's another form of self love and self care. It's giving up those things that are not aligned with your purpose at this point. Very well could at one point. Which one? I sell my jewelry, so these are some of the best healing stones. I'm telling you. These are right around your heart chakra. Oh, I don't have any chakra bracelets on right now. But these are all healing stones. Ah. Oh. And that's all tiger's eye, sweetheart. This one? It's all tiger's eye. But I do have chakra bracelet. I make my own jewelry and sell it. As you see. Hang on. Oop. See? I didn't go into that today though. Um, on this because I felt like I needed to give a collective message. My cat's trying to hug you guys too. He wears a healing stone around his collar all the time. Look, see? Okay. Like I said, I got some major divine revelation. I don't know who all this is supposed to go out to. So please like, share, and I feel it's important. Don't worry, Spirit's not going to leave you alone on this path. If you can prove you can let this go and it's resonating with you to do so because you know it's the right thing to do for you, please do. Make sure you set up boundaries, proper boundaries, and do it with an attitude of love and stay in that vibration. It's the highest vibration you can be in is a vibration of love. So that's the main thing I want to tell you. Stay in a loving, grateful vibration, even with letting people go. That's pretty much my message. Um, I'm glad that you like the oracle cards. Like I said, I thought I was going to be doing a reading for Scorpio, which is funny, so happens to be my divine masculine. Um, but I don't even know if I'm supposed to refer to him as that anymore because of that timeline getting smashed behind me because it was riddled with abuse and manipulation. So I said, you want to know what? I got that same vision the other day of Aslan coming out from behind the altar that was smashed after they put him to death. Here comes Aslan roaring to let all creation know I'm coming. And they didn't stand a chance. Dark forces didn't stand a chance. This is you were meditating while I was doing this. Well, like I said, I hope all of it made sense. Oh, Yeah, have a good one, Phyllis. So that's my message I have for you guys. I hope it. Well, good. Um, if that's what Spirit is telling you that you need to do, then that is what you should do. This isn't going to be for everybody. Not everybody's going to agree with it, and that's fine. Yeah. But know that there's a blessing on the other side of it, and there's going to be more emotional stability for you, and more you took your power back. This is one area where I felt like many people did not take their power back. They're not standing in their power. Well, guess what? Time to take your power back. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Let spirit do the work and whoever that needs to be done, and you press forward, knowing that there very well could be someone brand new that is a perfect match. And this isn't done with maliciousness or with hate or with like none of that. This is done with the motive of pure love and gratitude for that person, wishing them all the best, because it's not going to be easy for them. So that is 333. But you gotta let spirit do what spirit does best, and you'll know if they're a changed person. However, I'm on it. I really feel like spirit's going to bring somebody else in. That's going to be perfect. So that's what I'm thinking. Because there's many that are called to definitely um, stay together. I'm not saying that. There's a whole community. But there's some of us who are called to take your power back. Who have not had their power for lifetimes. And it's going to be a shock. It's going to be a shock to them. But it could shake them into it could shake them into a place of surrender. So either way, until that time, you're not supposed to worry about it, and you're supposed to stand in your power, taking your full power back, because it's time. It's what you're called to do. Get out of your houses, start living your life again. Watch how much when you stand in your power the right way, watch how much more respect you get from other people than when you have that attachment of toxic and negative stuff. Either way, I'm gonna let y'all go. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it gave you insight. If you all want to rewatch, you can. Thank you guys for coming on and hanging with me, and I appreciate that. And I still have some love bonuses to do. So Like I said, I've been in La La Land taking in all this stuff for 3, 4, 5 days. I've been off of YouTube for well over a week. So enjoy Lionsgate. Good. Come into your heart center. Know that you're loved. Know that all this is not in vain. And you're about to come into some really awesome things. Um, completely healed and whole for the first time in lifetimes. So it's a hard decision to do, and it's a hard thing as an empath to put yourself before someone else. It's like foreign, but to do so in this time, being called to flex our spiritual muscles. So I love you guys. You guys take care. My phone's soon gonna die. Go figure. That happens all the time. We'll see you later. Bye bye.